Natural water slide. It's quite windy today. This is that slide from the top side. And we got the stream moving forward. I thought this section was cool because you've got a rock face that's kind of crumbling down. And the rocks are at an angle. Kind of out of breath because I'm trying to keep up with the other people here so they don't come into where I'm filming. It is gorgeous out here today. I feel like I'm taking a million videos, but it's all so pretty. You got a nice wood walkway here alongside. There's that crumbled wall we were at and the slip and slide things down there. So, see if I can walk forward without tripping. This is just a really, really pretty area. All you can hear is water, which is nice. I can hear some birds singing too. I don't know if that shows up on video. I figured try to give a little bit of a longer video here to show more of what the walk is like, so you can hear some of the sound. Get kind of the ambiance of the place, I guess. Ooh, I almost tripped there. There's roots and rocks all along the path, so you have to watch your footing, which is kind of a little hard because it looks so pretty here. There's another small pool, and it looks like there's another path that leads up the top there. There's a couple paths through this area. Alright, gonna end this video here. Only about 10 yards from where I stopped that last video, but there's this cool looking rockway that's right here by the path. So if we just look over, I don't know that I'd want to sit underneath that for shade, but it is interesting nonetheless. And the sunlight glinting through the leaves up top is just gorgeous. This isn't the waterfall I came to see, but it's a pretty area nonetheless. We've got the sun shining. I'm glad I'm wearing transitions. We got the stream here on my right going down. The area we just came from is on the right down there a little bit, right before crossing the bridge. I can see another set of water cascading up top. I think we should be getting pretty close to the actual waterfall. We were just looking at this from down the way there, but I wanted to get a close-up of some of these rocks because I thought they looked cool. All the steps I've seen that weren't wood have been just rocks that they moved to act as a stairway. So next we're going back and up there, and we're going to walk along the side of this, and I think the main waterfall is going to be down there somewhere. Wanted to stop here for a second and catch my breath. It is a little higher altitude than I'm used to after all. You can see we got some pretty stuff coming up ahead. And you can see the river flowing down into another pool there. And then down in there is the area we just left. It's a gorgeous sunny day with a nice cool breeze so you don't get too hot. It's just stunning out here. So this is the waterfall. This is as far as we're supposed to go. They got a nice wall here for us and a sign that tells us that we could die if we go further. We're going to climb back out here in a minute and look. I think there was the water flowed down on this right side a little bit too previously. But it just kind of cascades on down. Watch my footing here. We've got the river flowing down. Here's some of those natural stone steps I was talking about. Ugh. And the pathway I climbed up. And it looks like over here, water might have flown down. Maybe when it's more full it does. And then up on top there is where the source is. We won't go past the sign though. So this is Roaring Run, at least one of the trails towards the waterfall. There's a bunch of longer trails here too. But quite a pretty sight indeed. Very well worth the wonderful drive up here. Came from the waterfall there, here at Roaring Run, and I'm taking the Woodman Trail back. And I thought that you might like to see these flowers down here. Everything's blooming and green. You know, the sun is shining beautifully, and I'm sure you can hear the water behind me. And if you can't, well, it's right there. It's fairly loud for me. Maybe my voice doesn't carry through as much as I can. There's a leaf up ahead that looks like a butterfly for a second. We're gonna keep walking along here. Took me about an hour to get here, a little longer because I got lost. Lost up here in the mountains. It was an enormously fun drive. I wish I would have been able to film some of it, but it was very twisty and turny. Even driving 30 miles an hour was a lot of fun. Saw a couple motorcycle riders that were taking advantage of the beautiful day and good roads. And I was having a blast, even though I was lost. The first GPS point I put in for this place didn't take me to the parking lot. It just kind of ended on the highway on, I think I was on 621. It just kind of ended in the middle of the highway, and it's like, you're here. I'm like, well, I don't see a trail. I lost my phone signal as well, so I had to retrace my steps to go get a different GPS point. But this is a beautiful area, and it was an hour from the hotel, but if we lived closer to where I would work at Alltech, it's probably only about 30 minutes from there. So really not, depending on where you live, this is a fairly easy place to get to, and it's a very, very pretty area. I don't know how much room I have left on my phone for videos, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one and make sure that I have room for other stuff throughout the day. But just wanted to show you what it looked like out here, and I wish you were here with me. Alright, this is part of the Woodland Trail. I'm going to be looking down here because I don't want to spoil this site. Decided to take another video because here we can see over the trees. The wind is blowing, you'll have to excuse that. It wasn't blowing earlier when I was sitting here. As soon as I decided to bring my camera out, of course, it started blowing. It is still incredibly gorgeous. You can see some blooms down there, and then the river is flowing kind of out of sight, but I can still hear it. Really nice stonework there, and then the trees up top are just gorgeous. This is a really, really, really pretty area. Well worth the drive up, even if you get lost a little bit. I figured I'd take a second and film what the middle of the woods looks like. We're kind of down in a little small valley here. And so the forest is fairly open with some taller, thinner trees for the most part. There's not really any really big, thick ones. Wish I could tell you what kind of trees these are. You would know better than me. I'm not very good with trees. I can hear several different kinds of birds, and you can hear creaking from the wind moving the trees around. And of course, there's lots of fallen trees. So we could probably stick around and hear what a tree falling sounds like if we really wanted to. The road I'm on is called Farm View. I drove past this on the way. There's no way to pull off. But I found some cows for you. They were, there's a bunch out there towards that other side. See, zoom in on the pretty cows. This is pretty nice area for them. Back in there on the road coming down from that the mountain, there was some really happy horses that had a nice stream and everything, but there was no way to pull off for me to grab a picture of them, so sorry about that. But I figured I'd show you some cows on this road.